What's up, everybody? Brent Godfist here. Long time no see. Well, it's really been about 2 weeks. A little late on video, pretty much a week late. I just kind of went through a mind block about what to make a video about. I really wanted to do something more unique than just cracking packs and stuff like that. And so I reached out to you guys and asked what you wanted to see, and the only response I got really was do home brews. So, what I got for you today is I'm gonna show you my homebrew for which is actually the very first deck I ever built. So this is where it all kind of started. This is a green white heroic deck. It's aggro, completely aggro, with a few spells of removal and triggers for heroic. So yeah, let's get right into it. All right, guys, let's get right into this. I'm going to show you the white cards first, and I'm going to start from the one drops all the way to the bombs. All right, I'm running 10 planes, 10 regular planes, and my one drops are 3 favorite hoplites. It's a good heroic one drop, 1/2. Anytime I cast a spell that targets him, put a +1/+1 counter and prevent all damage that it would be dealt this turn. Basically makes it almost like, in terms of damage, it's unkillable for a turn. So you could swing in and attack, possibly kill one of their creatures, and you'll prevent all the damage that he gets dealt. 2 drops, 2 copies of Citizen Battle Priest, 1 copy of Ordeal of Heliod. Again, with a Citizen Battle Priest, heroic. Whenever I cast a spell, I gain 2 life. So everybody who's heard me talk about the cards that I like, always like gaining life. I've always been a fan of life gain. Some people say in the end, life total isn't necessarily what matters, but honestly, in the end, that's what matters, is if you hit 0. Okay, so Ordeal of Heliod. I'm always a big fan of Ordeals. Just enchant a creature, put a +1/+1 counter every time it attacks, and I think on the very first cast, since it's an enchantment and is targeting a creature, if I target someone with heroic, it'll activate its heroic just the one time, and then whenever you attack with it, add +1/+1 counters on it. So when my creature gets 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, I sacrifice Ordeal, and then I gain 10 life. Again, life gain. Hooray! A heroic trigger / buff, Battle-Wise Valor. I'm running 2 copies of that. Target creature gets +2/+2, and I get a Scry. Scrying's awesome. Get to see what I'm getting next. If I'm getting a crap card that I don't need, then I put it on the bottom, and then I get a heroic trigger, and it gets +2/+2. Phalanx Leader, 2 copies of that. I love this card. 2-drop, 1/1. But it allows me to put a +1/+1 counter on every creature I control. So if I got my Citizen Battle Priests or my favorite Hoplites out, and I put a cast spell on them, they all get +1/+1s. Fortunately, his abilities do not trigger heroic, so all their heroic trigger abilities will not be triggered. But still, it's a +1/+1 counter on when I trigger his heroic. 2 copies of that. My last one is Hold at Bay. This, maybe, I'm in a tight spot and I have this in my hand and someone's about to do maybe lethal damage, and this could prevent, 7 damage and possibly gain me at least 1 more turn. If I just have it and I don't want to feel like taking 7 damage, then throw this out there and stop the damage. Alright. My 3 drops. Ray of Dissolution. Destroy target enchantment, I gain 3 life. Again, life gain for the win. Destroy target enchantment. Your opponent puts, I don't know, any kind of enchantment on one of my creatures that are causing me some grief. Then I get rid of it. Or if they just have an enchantment on a creature that's also giving me grief, just get rid of it. Destroy it. Gain my 3 life. Spear of Heliod. The legendary enchantment artifacts in the Ethereal set, I'm a big fan of. This does not trigger heroic, but either way, all my creatures I control get +1/+1. So it's really about the whole boosting all my creatures up, making these small creatures into big creatures, and like a boss. And its second ability is pay 1 and 2 white, tap, destroy target creature that dealt damage to you this turn. So if my opponent has a creature that's not indestructible or hexproof, and he's a fatty, and he doesn't remember that I have this out, I can just straight up destroy it and help my cushion myself out a little bit. I'm only running one copy because I only own one copy. Um, Everybody who does, just to let you all know, I build all these decks out of the cards I have. For the most part, I have a pretty decent sized collection. It's not huge by any means. I started buying cards back in February, and I actually started regularly playing 2 months ago, almost, well, month and a half, 2 months. So I mean, I've been buying cards before I actually started regularly playing. So my collection isn't that vast. Like I said, for all you who don't know, my brother got me into it, and my first cards I started buying was Theros because I love Greek mythology. Anyway, enough of the ramble. My single copy of Archetype of Courage. There you go, focus. Archetypes, love archetypes. I love archetypes. I love archetypes. First strike, fantastic ability. Do my damage before they get damage dealt to, and if they're big enough, well, of course, you know, um, knock those creatures out before my creatures get knocked out. A Pillar of Light, uh, easy drop to get rid of one of those fatties. Get them out of my face. Pay 2 and a white, exile creature with target toughness or 4 greater. So again, just getting rid of those annoying creatures that I have to deal with. My single 4-drop, Divine Verdict, destroy target attacking or blocking creatures. If they have a big guy out and I can't get rid of it with any of my removals, this is a kind of an inexpensive removal at 4, but maybe I should run more. Maybe I shouldn't have more copies of this, but I liked my other removals more than I liked this. So I just run one copy. I think it was just in there for the lulz. And my white bomb is a Aegis Angel, 4 and 2 white, flying. When this creature comes to the battlefield, another target permanent gains indestructible for as long as I control her. So again, her ability buffs one of my creatures, and so I think it's her. I think there might have been a better card I could have put it in here for a heroic fatty, or just for the theme of this deck. But her ability I like a lot. So, and out of the cards I have, she was probably in my opinion, the best choice to go with. Let me guys know what you think. Maybe I could put in here and make it better. That's it for the white cards. And give me 1 second, and I'll be right back with the green cards in this deck. All right, guys, here I am with the green cards in this deck. I'm also running 10 force, 10 basic force, just like the whites, 10 of them. Let's go ahead and get started with the 1-drops. I think these are just buffs and heroic triggers. Warrior's Lesson, until the end of turn. Up to 2 target creatures I control gain whenever I deal combat damage to a player, I draw a card. Just like get me to the cards I need if I'm having a bit of a mana screw or maybe a creature screw. If I just like the flavor of this card. 2 copies of Shape the Sands. Excuse me. It's basically a defensive card. If they have a big flyer coming in, I don't think I have any flyers in here. Maybe I should. But I don't think there's really a. Well, no, there is. I probably could put some flyers in here, maybe. But this is just 4 flyers since I don't have flyers in here. Target creature gets +0/+5 and gains reach, agility, and turn. So basically, it's a defensive buff. My 2-drops, Naturalize. I'm running 2 copies of that. Destroy target artifact and enchantment. just getting rid of all those pesky artifacts on my opponent's side of the field and getting rid of maybe an enchantment. A copy of Ordeal of Nylea. Everybody, like I said before, I love Ordeals. This is helpful for when I need lands, and those +1/+1 buffs are always nice. Um, 1 green, +1/+1 counter every time it attacks, 3 or more, sack it, and then I get to put 2 basic land cards on the battlefield tapped and shuffle my hand. So this helps with mana screw if I'm really short on mana, but I can only have just enough to play small cards and just get into some mana. Titanic Growth. I love this card. It's so cheap in my opinion. Target creature gets +4/+4 to the end of the turn. Heroic trigger. Stack that on top of something, and it becomes huge, really huge for a turn. It's an awesome card. I love it. Feed the Clan. 1 and a green. I just gain 5 life. But if I control a power creature with a power 4 or greater, I can gain 10 life. That's excellent. Gaining huge amounts of life, staying in the game. My 3 drops. 2 copies of Bow of Nylea. I think I hit the camera. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to let that focus. Okay, let me try to read this to you. Bow of Nylea. Legendary enchantment artifact, 1/2 green. Attacking creatures I control have Death Touch. Death Touch. Gotta love Death Touch. Getting rid of those creatures. There we go. It focused. 1 and a green tap. Choose 1. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Or Bow of Nylea deals 2 damage to target creature with flying, or I gain 3 life. Or I could put up to 4 target cards from my graveyard on the bottom of my library. So there's plenty of effects that this card could do. I love this card just for the Death Touch alone, but those extra abilities always come in handy when you least expect it. I'm running 2 copies of that. 4 drops, 3 and a green. I'm running 3 copies of Staunch-Hearted Warrior, just another heroic guy. But instead of 1/+1/+1 counter, if whenever I cast a spell on, I get to put 2 on there, so he easily becomes a 4/4. So imagine Titanic Growth on him. Cast Titanic Growth, he becomes 8/8 for a turn right off the bat. My fatties in green. Hero's Bane. Love this card. It enters. It's a 0/0, but it enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. And then if I want to play 2 and 2 green, I put X amount of +1/+1 counters on it, where X is its power. So basically, it doubles its power, every time I want to pump it, and that can get huge pretty quick if someone doesn't kill it immediately. My other one is Centaur Battlemaster. Perhaps this card is maybe out of flavor just a little bit, but its heroic ability, well, flavor in terms of mostly I'm running like human warriors and everything, and then I have a centaur. But his ability is just amazing to me. Cast a spell on it, put 3 +1/+1 counters on it, so he becomes a 6/6 just for casting a spell on it, and then cast something like Titanic Growth on it, and then it turns into a 10/10. So it's just combo fatty. Let's go I'm just gonna go straight to my gold cards and my multicolor cards. I'm running a single Blossoming Sands to gain land. It's the only one I have. Otherwise, I'd probably run more. Reap what is sown. Put a +1/+1 counter up to 3 targets. So that's like 3 heroic triggers in with 1 card. Chronicler of Heroes. I guess it's the other centaur I have. Whenever he enters the battlefield, I draw a card if I have other creatures +1/+1 counter on it. So just getting to cards I need. I love card draw. It's just awesome to me. That's why I like playing blue sometimes. 2 copies of Evolving Wilds, so I believe that's 23 lands total. I love Evolving Wilds, just for getting the land I need. If if I'm flooded with green mana and I only have white cards, and I have one of these in hand, tap it, sack it, get me some green, get me a white land. 2 Fleet Feather Sandals. All right, I love Fleet Feather Sandals just for it's not a whole lot of cost. It's good med game artifact equipment. So I play Centaur Battlemaster. then play this, equip it this entire Battle Master, play this when I use it attack. So it becomes a 10-10 flyer combo, you know, just fantastic. Or just the same thing with any of my creatures. Love giving them flying. A single chariot of victory, first strike, trample, and haste. So basically, just this is a piercing card for sure. You know, get my heroic creatures through your defensive walls and get to the damage done to you. That's great artifact card. Um, so I believe that's it for everything that's in this deck. Go ahead and tell me what you guys think in the comments below. What you think of this deck. Um, this is my very first deck that I ever put together. So it has a little bit of a what's the word things personal. I can't remember. I can't think of the word. I usually could think of the word, but this just has a lot of personal value. Love for me because it just reminds me too much of Greek culture. So yeah, that's it for this homebrew for the day. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for that Magic Origins Fat Pack giveaway, yo. Spread the word, guys, and we're at 18 subscribers. It's a good start, but we really need to get to that 100 if we want this Magic Origins giveaway to hit off. Have a great day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you see this video. Godfist out, yo. Everybody, Godfist here. I have a challenge for you. I want you to challenge me to homebrews. I love doing homebrews. I don't like doing meta decks. I like being creative and coming up with my own concept for decks, creating personal decks that are just unique. I like being unique. Like I was saying before, I reached out to you guys, you told me like doing homebrews. I think someone brought up doing this challenge, and I'm challenging you to challenge me to do a homebrew. So it could be roughly any theme, roughly, just give me a theme, give me, or colors to work with. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a theme. It could be just 2 colors, like, hey, do 2 colors with, I want to see what you got for that, or just any ideas that you would like to see me to do for a homebrew. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Godfist out.